everyone. Happy Monday. So today I am teaching at Marca College. So Marca College is a hair and aesthetic school in Ontario, and they have many locations for students to sign up for. And today I taught at Mississauga location, Dixie. So Marca College is where you can learn how to become a hairstylist. And one second, you can learn to become a hairstylist. It is about a year and a half of hair school. So you definitely, it's like a full-time. You can either take it full-time or you can take it part-time, but if you do it part-time, then it's longer. So Marca College is the school chain that you can take hairstyling course if you want to become a hairstylist or an esthetician. I took my hair license school at Marvell down at Yorkville and Bay Street. But hey sweetie, what's your topic? Hi Susie. Today my topic is story of the day. Sharing my experience of teaching hair extensions at Marca College. So I know those of you who watch my channel must have some concern about hair, whether you want to do your own hair or you're learning to become a hairstylist. So I hope that these videos would be helpful for you. Okay, so I just finished my course. It was from 9 o'clock till 4-ish. So you know, so Marca College is where you can register and sign up to become training for a hairstylist. So you can Google that. But today specifically I was teaching hair extensions for a hair supplier company called Global Best Hair Extensions, so GBB. And they are the extensions supplier hair company that I've been using for like the past almost 20 years, because that's how long I have been a hairstylist, almost 20 years. So I've known them since day one, and that's where I got my hair from, is from them. So now I become their educator, teaching students how to do extensions. So today we learned about fusion, tape in, and eye-dip beaded hair extensions. So they learned 3 methods in today's course. So you know, like, hairstyling honestly for me is the best career ever, because you get to beautify yourself, you get to beautify people, you meet different people every day, you meet all walks of life, you're active, you're standing, you're walking around, you're doing creativity. So that's more of my specialty. Like, I cannot sit in an office, you know, looking at a computer all day. So that's not me, right? So I've fall into hairstyling. So originally back in school, I studied psychiatry, so I wanted to become a psychiatrist, but my family wasn't very supportive of that, because you know, they say that I cannot compartmentalize, so they didn't encourage me to study psychiatry. So I did a year of that, and then after that I went into fashion design. So fashion design, because my family at the time had a sewing factory, so they want me to carry on the family, you know, tradition. So my aunt helped me with...
In 300 meters, take the Ontario 427 North ramp.
So my aunt helped me with fashion design school. So I took 2 years of that. I got my
Take the
degree.
Ontario 427 North ramp.
I got my degree. Now I honestly don't even know where that degree is because it wasn't a passion. Like I did it because of family pressure, and
Continue for 800 meters.
a lot of time, you know,
There's a minute slow down on
young,
Ontario 401
you
East
tend
in
to
5
be
kilometers.
pretty much pressured
You are
by
still on the
your
best route.
family influence. So that was the fashion design. And then with fashion design, it got me into beauty. I took makeup courses, and then eventually it got me to hair, and then I went to hair school
In 400 meters, keep left. Follow signs for Ontario 427 Airport.
So it got me into hair school for a year and a half, and then after that I did my apprentice.
Keep left.
For 2,500 hours, and then after that I wrote my hairstyling license, and I become a professional licensed hairstylist, which is almost 20 years ago. So today, when I came back to teach, and every time I go back to teach hair to students, honestly, they look exactly like me when I was young, when I was, you know, like them. I was very eager to learn. I wanted to learn everything, and you know, for me, I was a very slow learner, so I was always the teacher's favorite because, you know, they would have to explain something to me again a few times before I get it. So I was a slow learner. So when I teach, I put that into perspective, and you know, I try to understand.
Merge onto Ontario 427 North, then use the right 3 lanes to take the Ontario.
For people who were like me before, right? So I find that if, you know, I had a hard time studying, I don't want to have my student don't understand what I'm teaching. So because of that, when I teach them, I teach very thoroughly. I use a lot of hands-on salon examples so that it's practical. I don't want to just teach them something from the textbook and they won't, you know, it won't relate to them later on. So in the class, I pretty much, you know, go through the textbook, you know, briefly, but then I try to use examples, and I try to use very realistic situations that they can relate to. So today I had, I think, 10 students, and they were so sweet. So at Marca College, it's open to everyone. So there was a mixture of all ethnic groups in there, different nationalities, and it was really nice to see everyone learn together. And the students were they were very quick at learning, I have to say. So it was like they didn't pick on my brain as much, either because I covered everything and I talked too much, or they were overwhelmed, or because they were just plainly bright and they got it from the first the first lesson. So anyway, they were great. Their technique was really good, and I think it's important that especially in our beauty industry, everything is very visual. So I think that the more clearer, so this is my feedback or my suggestion as an instructor or a teacher of any kind, that you're teaching music, beauty, hair, whatever. I think that especially in beauty, because everything is visual, so is that whenever you're showing someone, the more clear you are at the beginning, the more the more clear you are, and step by step, slowly you teach them, they will get it a lot faster. So I did the theory in the morning, so that's the boring part, and I warned them. So when I came in this morning, I said, you know what, from 9 to 12 is theory, and yes, I'm sorry, it's very boring, but I have to follow protocol, and the requirements of the course. So because of the theory in the morning, and I always say teach the hard thing in the morning, because in the morning at least they're still energetic, they're not tired from a whole day of school, so at least they'll absorb it better. But if you try to give theory to someone who's like exhausted and been in school for the whole day, they're not going to intake much of that. So bright and early in the morning, I got them with theory class, so covering all the bases of hair extensions. And then obviously you need to give them a break in between, like about 15 minutes break. And then we did some more theory. But in the theory, I talk a lot more about salon experience, like hand-on situations that happen in a salon, so that even though it may not relate to them now because they're still in school, but at least it's something close to what they're experiencing, because Marca College is not just like a student school. They get to do clients as well. So because of that, it's similar to a salon, right? But not as intense as a salon. So what I'm saying to them, they can relate, they can relate. And so because of that, they listen very attentively, because they want to. I think that a person went before someone, if you can give someone the experience knowledge, it helps them a lot, because school is not about, school doesn't teach you half of the thing life teach you, and life teach you is teaching you experience, right? You learn from your mistakes, you learn from what you did wrong. So when you go to learn from someone who is teaching you their life experience, at least you won't make the same silly mistakes that they made. So at least I told my my students that I hope you can learn from what I'm telling you, because those are the silly mistakes I've made. So they're like, they laugh. And so I try to make the theory class less boring as possible, right? And you know what, it turned out to be fun. And then we had our 45-minute lunch break, and then after that we did the theory. So the practical. So they learn theory in the morning, and then whatever they learn, they get to do it hands-on in the afternoon after lunch. So which means you can take an extension course in one day, and honestly that's all you need. The rest is honestly practicing, right? And so the rest is pretty much practicing. This is live, right? Yes, this is live. My first live was pretty good. I did that last week when I did the how to cut your own hair. So like I told you guys, I do a lot of hair videos, but I don't post them because I don't have the time to edit them, right? And I don't know how to, and I don't do a good job. So at least with live stream, it doesn't force me to have to edit it. And you know what? I can do more videos of experience and tutorials for you. So yes, this is a live video. Well, I am pressing live. I don't know what it is on your end, but you can comment and let me know. So so that was my day today, and we did practical after lunch. They learned how to install fusion hair extensions in. They learned how to put in tape in and I-tip hair extensions. So obviously the fusion is the most challenging one, and then we did the tape in, and then we did the I-tip beads. So at least at the end of the day, when they're exhausted, they're learning something a lot easier. But I said to them, easy doesn't mean it's the best, right? So between those three, the fusion is still the top seller, the most popular one out of those three. But the I-tip for sure is a lot easier, right? Easy to install, easy to remove, but it doesn't last as long as the Fusion. So we wrapped up like at 4, and now I'm, driving home. So I thought I'd do like a blog story of the day to share with you guys. So if you're looking for a career and you like beauty, you like people, you like to be creative, then definitely hair cosmetology is a great field to get in. And I've been through that whole journey for the past 20 years. So if you guys want me to do like a video on how to become a hairstylist, or any questions regarding like being a hairstylist, what to do, any problems, feel free to comment below, and I'll do videos to share my experience, right? And I find that at least you're learning, what is that noise? You're learning to avoid mistakes that I have made, so that you don't have to make mistakes. Yes, because whenever you make a mistake, you have to pay the price. Well, it's money or time or resources, right? So if you have someone warning you, showing you, then it saves you. And I think it's important for the people before to share knowledge and experience, because it saves the younger generation or the new people so much less time of trial and error, so that they can focus to making it better as like human civilization. Like, I don't think, well, there's a saying that blowing out someone's candle does not make you any brighter, and that is so true. Like, I know sometimes it's not like not everyone feel comfortable with someone being better than them, or they always want to be the best for themselves. But honestly, like, my Vietnamese culture have a saying that one mountain is high, but there's always another one's higher. So you be the best that you can be, but like you live and then you be gone, and then someone else will move on, and life goes on, right? So whatever you learn, whatever you have that you can give back, whether it's knowledge, financially, leave something back, so that the next people that come after you can be better and make this life or this world better. I think that is more important than being the best of something. Oh, I don't know if you understand what I mean, but I just think that this life, we are a team. We're in a team. We're building life. We're making this world better as generation after generations, right? So it's not about me being the best of the best. It's, well, for me at least, I find that is not important for me. But whatever I've learned, anything good I've learned, or anything bad I learned, I like to share it, so that if I did something good, you learn something new. If I did something bad, at least you still learn not to do the stupid mistakes I've made. So you know what? That to me is more important. So after the class, I asked the students how did it go, and it's like, and they seem to be straightforward class. Like, I think if they didn't learn anything, or if they didn't understand, they would tell me to my face. But all of them, I asked, how do you feel? Do you feel confident doing someone tomorrow? And they say, yeah, we're confident. And I can see that in the practical that they did, because the more thorough, clear example that you give them in theory, and while they're doing the practical, and you fix their mistakes or what they didn't do correctly at that time, it will help them a lot. And I find that today the class was great. I had a great time. So that was my story of the day today. So another blessed day of making a difference. think it is important to give back. I am being paid obviously to teach, but I don't make a living on this. I make a living to support myself being a hairstylist working at the salon. But any extra job that I do on the side, like teaching this or doing hair service outside the salon, it goes towards my charity, which is Better Futures for Kids in outside Canada. So those of you who follow me on social media and have been with me through my whole journey of being on YouTube or social media, then you know that I'm involved in two charity organizations, and I'm an advocate against human trafficking and child exploitation. So whatever I do, it's to serve that mission. And obviously, I don't make a lot at the salon. Well, enough for me to live, but with the prices after COVID, everything is so expensive. So really, you know, I make enough to live, but I don't think you know, and I'm content with that, you know. Like, obviously, I don't have I don't own a full home. I don't have like a car. I'm leasing this one right now, and honestly, but I'm content. Like, I think with the mission trips that I go on every year to see poor children and poor people in very remote area, like, I think I'm so lucky. So I don't have anything else to ask for. So, you know, my daytime job at the salon is enough to you know, feed my stomach, give me a roof over my head. And for me, that is enough for me to be content. So when I make extra money, it goes towards a charity. It helps us to run our events. It helps me to send money back to help support the children that we're putting into school. It also helps me to buy gifts and shoes, jackets for the children that I'll be visiting in the new year. So this will be the first year after COVID that I will be going back on my mission trip. And the mission trip, the Better Future for Kids mission trip, is the most important thing for me throughout the whole year. Because I worked hard, I saved money, is to go on that trip. And then I come back broke because it costs a lot to go, because we all pay for our own expense. But, you know, it gives me a motivation to continue working. So I'm very excited to be able to go on my mission trip this coming New Year. So I'll be bringing money back to help the kids. And yeah. So besides that, it's not just the money that I get paid for teaching, but it's definitely a passion. Like, I've learned a lot through 20 years of being a hairstylist, and I think I made enough stupid mistakes I can teach people not to do the same thing as I did. But, you know, you get a lot of experience that, you know, only through failure that you will learn. And when I was, you know, young, started out, I didn't have a mentor. Like, I didn't have someone to, like, you know, tell me what I'm telling you now. Like, I had teachers, but they just taught me the basic. So therefore, you know, I've made a lot of, like, error and mistakes in my career that I think that every person who is in this industry or career will go through the same thing, right? It is 30% school teaching and 70% experience learning from working with people, working with staff, working with clients. You know, so I think that I've gathered enough experience to share, and that's what I love about teaching. Is I want to help my students or prevent them from making the same mistake as I made by warning them first. And even if they make that same mistakes, at least they hear from me and they can, you know what to do, or they would react. Because if you know it already, you react differently, right? So that is my, hold on, okay. So that is my blessed day today. So I worked at the salon Wednesday through Saturday, but on my day off I usually take on different projects. So yeah, what else can I tell you? Yes, so Global Best Hair Extension is the company that I work for, and I use their hair. Great company. The owners, Nancy and Peter, they're very sweet. I know them since day one when they first opened their hair supplier company. So they've been great. They offer classes, throughout the year, and they have a wide range of everything you need for hair extension. So you can definitely check them out on Google. Global Best Hair Extensions. And if you're looking to apply to a hair school so that you can get your license to become a hairstylist, you can check out Marca College, which is one of the schools that I know that teach hairstyling. Other than that, what else? So just, life is pretty much back to normal. I'm working at the salon as a full-time job, living career. But then on my day off, I am working towards doing a few events. So some events that I'm doing coming up is November 26th. I'm helping organizing with our team for Francis Shelter. So Francis Shelter, my Phang is in Vietnam, in a very away from the main city. And at this place, I visit every year, and it's just heartbreaking. This shelter is like an abuse center slash hospice slash uh, elderly resting home slash end of the day for the sick. It has patients who have been sexually abused, girls who are, through poverty, they are on the streets and they are raped and they become mentally disabled. I've seen seniors there who have been thrown away by their kids and have so much illness. Like, it's honestly, if you go to visit Mayam Fangson Francis Shelter, you understand what I'm talking about. And you don't need to go to hell to see suffering. This place is like, I call it hell on earth because you see people suffering. And of course, this shelter brings comfort and help to these people. But it's not like Canada that they have government support and AIDS help. They struggle to sustain, and a lot of people don't donate to them because plainly because people want to donate to something that would see a future, right? And at this place, at Francis Shelter, the future that you see is to the cemetery, because all these people are sick, all these people have some sort of disease. They don't live long. But even if they're not living long, to me they're still human. And sometimes, and you see some of the video that I share, or the pictures I share on my social media, it is a picture of G, that was his name. He was my age, and he was the one that I have his head lied on my 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 leg, and I was feeding him food. So that was my Fangson. If you go through my channel video, so I go there every year to visit, and I visit him. I I met him on 2016 Valentine's Day. So I went there on Valentine's Day. That's how I spent my Valentine's Day with Anyuk, and that's how I met G, one of the patient there. And he was the same age as I am, but he was paralyzed. He couldn't do anything on his own. And even though he was cared for very well at the shelter, but his life is pretty much it. And when I was feeding him kanji, because he didn't have teeth to chew, so he can just swallow, like they eat like baby food. Um, I look at him and I'm like, this could have been me. And how would my life be if that was me? So definitely it put me into perspective, and I realized how lucky I am. And ever since then, um, I go back every year. And every year I go back, I would visit him. And the last year that I was there was 2019, before COVID starts. And then 2020, I was going to go back. But then the day that I went back, flight was stopped, canceled. That's when it started, exploding with the COVID across the globe. And from there, I haven't been back. And I still keep connected with the people back there. I still send money back to help, but last year I was told that he passed away. So he couldn't wait for, well, he probably doesn't even know me because he just lies there, right? But I think, like, when I see him, when I'm feeding him, I feel a connection. I feel like he does um, feel me. He just doesn't, he can't talk, he can't respond to me, but from the look in his eyes, I did a video on this. I believe he does feel me, but I know that this coming year when I go back, I won't be able to see him because he passed, and he was my age. So to see people like that, like the same age, but because of our different lives, I have my life and that was his life, and that could have been me. So you know what, from that, I feel that what I have is a privilege, is not a right. And when you have the privilege and you have the ability, give back, because that could have been you. Like, that life would, if someone didn't took that life, didn't have that life, that could have been me, right? So anyway, every time I complain about something or I start feeling pity for myself, I stopped, because I've seen so much harder life on my mission trip that I have absolutely nothing to complain about. So this coming November 26th, we have a fundraiser for My Fangson Francis Shelter, and we're having a dinner / gala. So if you're in Toronto, guys, and you want to volunteer or you want to come and support, join us. I'll be happy to meet you. I work with a great team of volunteer, and basically we just do volunteer work, helping causes that we believe in, and that's happening on November 26th, but we're working now, like preparing, organizing, selling tickets, putting on the entertainment. So there's a lot of things to do. Even if you're not specialized in certain area to do a specific thing, we can always use an extra hand of, volunteers or manpower, right? So no help is ever small, guys. So that's what I'm doing for the end of November. And then in January, there's a festival that I'm so excited. I am part of the organizer as well. It's for the Taste of Sea, so Taste of Southeast Asia. It's the first one ever in in Toronto, Ontario, there's always been like taste of India, taste of Vietnam, taste of, you know, Malaysia or Cambodia, but there's never like the taste of Southeast Asia, the taste of sea. So I'm very excited. So you get to see Southeast Asia in one place, and that is happening on the 13th, 14th, 15th at the International Center. So if you're in Toronto, you know what I'm talking about. If you're somewhere else in the world, then you're like, Kelly, where's this? But anyway, if you are visiting Toronto by chance, and you're here in January 13, 14, 15, there's a really fun Lunar New Year festival that's happening, and it's the taste of Southeast Asia. So if you can't go to Asia, you know, to the other side of the world, then you can see Taste of Southeast Asia in one place under Hall 3 at the International Center. So that's my two upcoming projects that I'm so excited for. So that's what I do on the side when I'm not working at the salon. So yeah, so that is my story of the day. It's probably not exciting, but for me it's a blessing day. I love what I do. I love talking about hair. I love, you know, sharing knowledge. Well, hopefully it's helpful for you guys, because I would love someone to share me about their life experience, so I didn't have to go down that trial and error learning road. But whatever I share on my YouTube channel, I hope it's helpful. I hope it helps you guys in some way, and if it is, I'm very happy. At least you won't make the same mistake as I made and waste all the time that I did. So yeah, that's my story of the day. If you like me to do more of these share a story of the day kind of video, feel free to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Again, I am being paid on YouTube to do these videos, and I mentioned many times the money that I make go towards my charity. So thank you for your love and support. I definitely need it. What I do is not easy. It's advocating against human trafficking and child exploitation, and it's a heartbreaking cause that I've been fighting for over 10 years, and it still happens, and I think it will always happen. But I hope with us standing together, coming together, it can be so minimum that there are less children suffering in the world because of this hideous crime. And the question I always ask is, what if it was you? If you were a 3 or 4-year-old that was trafficked, you know, taken away from your childhood, you know, becoming, you know, basically, you know, sexually abused, like, how would you be? And let's say if that was your child, if you are a parent, a mom, a dad that's watching this video, and you care for your kids, what would you do if that happened to your child, right? So for me personally, I can't have children of my own due to health reasons. So I think God had me like that because He knows that I can do more for more than one child, right? So since I can't have children of my own, it gives me more time to care for other abandoned kids. So, you know, I know human trafficking is not like an issue that everyone is so excited to hear about because it's so devastating, but don't shut the door on it just because it's heartbreaking, because it is happening to children out there. It's happening to women out there, and millions of children and women are exploited, sold into human trafficking. You can Google this, and it's all over Google. Okay, so I just hope that if you're dropping by my channel, if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for your love and support. If you're new to my channel and you're listening to this, I hope that, you know, it you know about this cause and you can do something to help it in your own way. I have my way of raising awareness by doing these videos, having a YouTube channel, you know, and I even share when I go teach. Like, I share with my students, like, you know, I I do videos on social media. I go teach to raise money for my charity. Like, I tell them, and I raise it to raise awareness against human trafficking. So I'm not afraid to speak out about it. And I think the more we speak out about it, the more we bring it out in the open. Hopefully, we can help minimize or put an end to this hideous crime. So that's the goal. I hope to see a future with no children being sex trafficked or sexually abused or human trafficking before I'm dead, but that's most likely won't happen. But while I'm still here, like I always say, while I'm still here, while God still let me wake up and see the sunlight and give me health to do what I do, this is what I'll be doing for the rest of my life, right? So again, I've mentioned this many times, I'm not a good person. You know, like, people who do this, they say, oh, you're such a nice person, you're doing a good deed. I don't think it is. I think it's a duty. You know, we are so privileged. We have so much that so many people would only dream of. So it is our duty to, like, give back, right? And especially when you have the ability to, you have the health to do it, and you have the time, or make the time, you know, like, if that was me, if I was a victim, I would wish someone make the time to care, right? So, you know, I think that you don't have to be a good person to do, and I'm not a good person. Like, I say to people, I'm the sinnest person I know, right? And, you know, I think that God never judged me, or God never reject me. It's just me and my insecurity and my, you know, my way of thinking negatively that put a barrier stopping me from. If you guys see my channel, you know I'm a Catholic, obviously. I believe in God tremendously. Throughout my journey from 18, 17 and up, I've did so many stupid, horrible, bad things from 17 and below that I was, you know, my life was a wreck. But when I start opening my heart out to God from 17 and to now, I have full faith. So if you see my channel, you see me, you know, and it's not the good ones who believe in God, I'm telling you. It's the most sinful one who do so many bad things, and their life is so screwed and so messed up that they have nowhere to turn to but God. So long story short, guys, long story short, I am who I am today, obviously because of the bad things I've done, but mostly because God didn't give up on me, and I found love and mercy through Him, and now I'm happily to be His servant for the rest of my life. So if you're a Catholic, you'll somewhat understand what I'm talking about. If you have never been a Catholic, never, you know, got into this, then you're probably like, Kelly, what are you saying? But that's just me speaking from my personal experience, okay? So I think what I'm doing is a privilege, like a blessing. You know, I thank God allowing me to do this, because I don't think I deserve it, right? But anyway, that's a whole new different story. So yeah, so again, if you're in Toronto, or if you're planning to fly to Toronto, and you like to do charity work, you like to do like charity event, feel free to connect with me either through email or Facebook or Instagram. I work with a great team of volunteers. We always look for people with helping hands. Like, no help is ever small, and you know, like you can do more than you think. And you know, everyone coming together, lending a helping hand makes a big difference. Okay, so you don't have to do something big, but you're part of a team that works together to do something. It becomes a big, strong thing, right? So just think yourself as a block. You know, when you build a home, you have like small blocks, so brick blocks. So you by yourself may be like a small little brick block, but hundreds of that come together to become a very strong house, right? So that's the best way I can explain it. So yeah, so a little story of the day. Usually I write my story of the day on my Facebook, but now that they have YouTube and Facebook Live, I find it's just a lot more easier just to tell you than for you to read and me writing it out. So yeah, so another blessed day. What's it today? It's October 3rd, so we're into fall now, and if you're in Canada, you know it's the starting of winter, which is freezing, but you know, that's what you get for living in Canada, the 4 seasons. So today is actually a nice fall day, not too cold. It's a little chilly, but it's not too cold. Yeah, so today is my story of the day of October 3rd, 2022. So wish you guys a happy evening. I hope your day was great. If it's not, try to think, like, look on the positive side, because again, no matter how bad it is, it could be worse. If you're having a fantastic, happy, loving day, please be appreciative, because it's a privilege. It's not a right. So once again, thank you so much for watching my video. It's wonderful that we can connect through technology and, you know, social media. And I hope, you know, I help you know something today. So, okay guys, I'll chat with you in the next video. Until then, thank you so much, and please be a voice against human trafficking and child exploitation. Thank you guys. Bye. See you in the next video. Mwah. Bye.